Hello students, good morning to all. Welcome to the Google Classroom of Plus One Statistics. Today we will start with the first chapter of statistics, Introduction. How are you children? I hope all of you are fine and safe at home. This chapter is on Introduction to Statistics and Economics, so that we will understand what is economics, what is statistics, how do we measure statistics, and the importance of statistics in economics and all. Let's watch the slides. The first chapter of statistics includes all these 11 topics. First one, basic terms. Then definition of economics. Ordinary business of life. What is economic problem? Why economic problem arise? Economy and its components. Factors of production. You have already studied these factors of production, land, labor, capital and organization in your 9th standard. Then meaning of statistics. Scope of statistics. Importance of statistics in economics. Statistics methods are no substitute for common sense. So all these are the topics of this first chapter, Introduction. Then next one, basic terms. This is the first topic. First one, consumer. What do you mean by a consumer? A person who purchases goods and services for personal use is known as a consumer. A person who purchases goods and services for personal use is known as consumer. Then who is a producer? A person who produces goods is known as a producer. For example, manufacturer. Then next one, seller. A person who sells goods and services to make a profit is known as seller. For example, shopkeeper. Then saving. What do you mean by the term saving? A part of the income which is not consumed is known as saving. Once more, a part of the income which is not consumed is known as saving. Then what do you mean by investment? An investment is the purchase of goods that are not consumed today but are used in the future to create wealth. An investment is the purchase of goods that are not consumed today but are used in the future to create wealth. That is known as investment. Then service holder. A person who is in job to earn wages or salary is known as service holder. A teacher, a doctor, all these are in the category of service holder. Then service provider. A person who provides services for a payment is known as service provider. Then economic activities. Any activity undertaken for a monetary gain. Monetary gain means work for getting profit or money or salary. So any activity undertaken for a monetary gain is known as economic activities. Then next one, the definition of economics. You have already studied about the definition of economics in our microeconomics. Who is this? This is Alfred Marshall, the father of modern economics. This Alfred Marshall is known as the father of modern economics. Alfred Marshall, a great propounder of modern economics, defines economics as a study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. This is the famous definition of economics, the study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. Then, in detail, what is the definition of economics? Economics is the study of how people and society choose to employ scarce resources that could have alternative uses in order to produce various commodities that satisfy their wants and to distribute them for consumption among various persons and groups in the society. This is the definition of economics. You must study any definition of economics, okay, from micro, either from micro or from statistics. Then ordinary business of life. What do you mean by the ordinary business of life? Economics is a study of mankind in the ordinary business of life, according to Alfred Marshall. So the individual and social life actions which are closely connected with the use of the material requirement. These actions of these individual and social life actions which are closely connected with the use of material requirements. We need materials. We need goods and services to satisfy our wants. So any activity undertaken for monetary purpose is termed by the economist as the ordinary business of life. It is also termed as the economic activity. So any activity undertaken for monetary purpose is termed by economists as ordinary business of life. So what do you mean by ordinary business of life? Any activity undertaken for monetary purpose is termed as ordinary business of life. Then what is economic problems? Economic problems are the problems of choice. We already studied about the scarce resources and unlimited ones. We have unlimited ones, but our resources are scarce or limited. So economic problems are the problems of choice or of allocating scarce resources to other uses due to the scarcity of resources. And these resources have alternative uses, which is why the problem of choice arises. So these are the factors of production: land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. All these are the factors of production. So we have limited resources and time. We need to satisfy all these things. These are the basic needs of the people: food, clothing, shelter. These are the basic needs of the people. So we have to satisfy all these needs with these limited resources. Okay. Then why economic problem arises? What is the reason behind this economic problem? Human wants are unlimited. Human wants are unlimited, but the resources to satisfy those wants are limited, and those resources have alternative uses. This is the main reason why economic problem arise. Human wants are unlimited, but the resources to satisfy those wants are limited, and these resources have alternative uses. So resource scarcity gives rise to the problem of choice among consumer, and they make rational choice to satisfy their demand. So the consumers, they have to make a rational choice to satisfy their demand. So that means the limited scarce resources match with the unlimited wants and needs. So the economic problem is to match these limited resources to unlimited wants and needs. So what is the economic problem? The economic problem is to match these limited scarce resources to unlimited wants and needs. Then economy and its components. A system in which people get a living to satisfy their wants through the processes of production, consumption, investment, and exchange. And this economy has 4 components. First one, production. It is defined as the creation of utility. What do you mean by the term utility? Utility means the want satisfying power of a commodity. Once more, utility means the want satisfying power of a commodity. So it is defined as the creation of utility. It is the process in which inputs are transformed into goods or services. So through this production, we have to transform the inputs into goods and services. Then next one, consumption. It is defined as the usage of goods or services. It is the process by which a good or a service is completely used up. Then third one, investment. It is a part of production which is committed for future income. So we already studied about investment in the previous slide. It is a part of production which is committed for future income, future wealth. Then distribution. It is a part of production which explains how the national income is distributed among different factors of production. So what is the meaning of distribution? It is a part of production which explains how the national income means the total income of a country, how this total income of the country or the national income is distributed among different factors of production. So what are the different factors of production? Land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, all these are the four factors of production. How this national income is distributed among these factors of production. So once more, factors of production. There are four factors of production. First one, land, then labor, then capital, then entrepreneur. Land. A part of income goes to the owner of the land in the form of rent. Part of income goes to the owner of the land in the form of rent. Then labor. There are two types of laborers, educated and manual laborers. So part of income goes to these laborers for their services in the form of wages. So land, in return they get this rent. Then labor, they get wages. Then the capital. Part of the income goes to the owner of the capital in the form of interest. Capital. Capital, in returns they will get interest. Then entrepreneur. Part of the income goes to the entrepreneurs in the in the form of profits. So the entrepreneur, they will get the profits. Okay, the entrepreneur will get profit. Conclude today's session by recollecting all the concepts. We have discussed the basic terms of statistics like the consumer, the producer, service holder, service provider, capital goods, etc. Children, who is the father of modern economics? Alfred Marshall. Then what is the definition of economics? According to Alfred Marshall, economics is a study of mankind in the ordinary business life. Children, study all these definitions and terms. Don't forget to write the teaching notes or lecture notes. Okay. Then please note that the corresponding URL, notes of the lesson, test paper are also attached along with this video. Make use of all these available resources, study well and attend the test paper without fail. Thank you.